Sometimes life gives us 100 reasons to complain, yet all we need is one moment of awareness to see the blessings hidden within the same reality. The shift from complaint to gratitude is not a small step. It is a transformation of how we experience existence itself. When a person shifts from complaint to gratitude, the entire vision of life begins to transform. The things that once felt ordinary suddenly appear as precious blessings. Everything that is already present starts to feel meaningful, and the heart becomes wide enough to hold peace instead of frustration. Complaint only highlights what is missing, but gratitude reveals the vastness of what is already given. Complaining silently drains strength from within. The more a person focuses on what is wrong, the weaker they become against the challenges of life. Carrying constant complaints is like dragging a heavy weight that slows every step. Gratitude, on the other hand, strengthens the inner core and gives the courage to rise above circumstances that once felt impossible to handle. A grateful heart knows how to live in the present. It stops fighting with what cannot be changed and begins to embrace what is already flowing in life. Peace begins where the habit of complaining ends, because the mind finally rests instead of arguing with reality. Gratitude reconnects a person with the beauty of the moment they are living right now. Every relationship grows when gratitude becomes the way of communication. Appreciation softens the heart of both the one who gives and the one who receives it. Conflicts lose their intensity and love finds space to breathe and expand. When people are valued for who they are and not judged for what they lack, harmony naturally follows. Gratitude is a discipline that requires awareness every day. It is not a reaction to perfect situations, but a choice made especially in moments of discomfort. It teaches us to see lessons inside hardship and opportunities inside struggles. The more gratitude becomes a habit, the more life begins to respond with abundance, growth, and joy that complaints could never create. Complaining is like a slow poison that seeps into the mind and body without being noticed. Every time a person complains, they hand over their power to the problem they are speaking about. Instead of standing strong against difficulty, they shrink before it and allow negativity to rule their state of mind. This habit weakens inner stability and creates a constant feeling of dissatisfaction. A complaining mindset keeps the focus blinded by flaws, errors, and imperfections. It turns small inconveniences into mountains and simple challenges into unbearable burdens. When the mind keeps searching for what is wrong, it loses the ability to recognize what is right. This negativity consumes energy that could otherwise be used for progress and growth. Gratitude reverses this collapse of strength. It rebuilds the inner foundation by reminding a person of everything they still have, everything that still works, and everything that still supports them. Being thankful naturally brings courage, clarity, and resilience. It allows a person to stand taller than their circumstances instead of feeling crushed beneath them. When gratitude becomes a conscious choice, the heart starts generating a powerful force of positivity. This energy fuels action rather than complaints, solutions rather than excuses. A grateful person sees possibility where others only see problems, and that shift creates confidence to overcome any struggle. The inner voice changes from, "Why is this happening to me?" to, "How can I rise above this?" Complaints breed weakness, but gratitude breeds strength. One drains the spirit, the other empowers it. One makes a person feel victimized by life, the other makes them feel capable of shaping their reality. The energy you choose determines the quality of your life, and the choice between complaining and gratitude decides whether you collapse under pressure or rise beyond limitations. Gratitude has the power to calm the restless mind. When a person focuses on what they are thankful for, the endless chatter of worry and fear begins to fade. The mind stops fighting with circumstances that cannot be changed and starts accepting reality as it is. This acceptance creates a sense of calm that no external situation can disturb. A heart filled with gratitude no longer clings to outcomes or expectations. It understands that control is an illusion and that struggling against what is beyond one's influence only breeds tension. By appreciating what is already present, the mind releases the burden of trying to force life into a desired shape. Peace emerges naturally when resistance falls away. Gratitude shifts perspective from scarcity to abundance. When the mind notices what is available instead of lamenting what is missing, it becomes lighter and more centered. This shift reduces internal conflict and allows a person to move through life with composure. A thankful heart no longer reacts with agitation, but responds with clarity and patience. The practice of gratitude strengthens emotional resilience. Even in the face of hardship, a person who focuses on small blessings remains grounded. They are not swept away by negative emotions or consumed by regret. Inner peace grows from the repeated choice to see what is good rather than dwelling on what is wrong, creating stability that cannot easily be shaken. A life guided by gratitude is a life where quiet contentment becomes the foundation of every experience. Complaints, frustration, and resentment lose their grip on the mind. Peace is no longer dependent on changing the world outside, but arises from the recognition of the abundance within. Gratitude turns the heart into a sanctuary of stillness and strength. The energy a person radiates shapes the reality they experience. When the mind is consumed by complaints, negativity and criticism, it draws situations and people that reinforce the same patterns. Life mirrors the vibration that is constantly sent out, and a mindset of dissatisfaction invites more reasons to feel unhappy. The world responds not to desire or intention alone, but to the energy behind them. Gratitude changes the frequency of this energy entirely. A person who practices thankfulness sends out signals of appreciation, acceptance and openness. These signals do not go unnoticed. They are mirrored back by circumstances, people and opportunities that align with the same vibration. By acknowledging what is already good, the mind attracts more experiences that are positive and supportive. When gratitude becomes a natural response, the cycle of negativity is broken. Instead of focusing on lack or limitation, attention shifts toward abundance and possibility. Every encounter and event starts to carry subtle reminders of what is valuable, what works and what can be cherished. Life begins to feel cooperative rather than hostile, and the heart experiences less resistance and more flow. The attitude of gratitude strengthens awareness of cause and an effect in everyday life. Every thought, word and action is an energetic seed that grows into outcomes, and a grateful perspective ensures that these seeds are planted in fertile soil. By consistently generating appreciation, a person sets in motion a chain of events that continually reinforces positivity, satisfaction and fulfillment. The world responds not because it is compelled to, but because energy attracts its likeness. A grateful mind does not merely observe blessings, it draws them closer. Each expression of gratitude amplifies this attraction, creating a momentum that turns small acknowledgements into a cascade of good fortune. Life becomes a reflection of the heart's frequency, proving that the energy we carry is the energy we receive. Gratitude anchors the mind in the present moment. When a person constantly dwells on past mistakes or worries about the future, life passes by unnoticed. Every moment becomes colored by regret or anxiety, and the richness of now is lost. By cultivating gratitude, attention shifts from what has been or what might be to what is, allowing the mind to fully experience life as it unfolds. The present moment holds countless opportunities and subtle joys that are easily overlooked. When a person chooses to notice and appreciate them, even the simplest experiences become profound. The warmth of sunlight, the sound of wind, the comfort of food, or the presence of loved ones, all these elements gain clarity and significance. Gratitude magnifies the ordinary, transforming it into extraordinary awareness. Living with gratitude eliminates the constant mental chatter that pulls a person away from now. Past regrets and future fears lose their grip and the mind stops running on autopilot. Each action, conversation and sensation is received with a sense of attention and care. The heart becomes fully engaged with life rather than distracted, creating depth in experiences that were once taken for granted. Gratitude also cultivates a sense of fulfillment in the present. When the mind measures life only against unmet desires, satisfaction remains elusive. By appreciating what is available in this moment, a person feels whole, content and empowered. Happiness is no longer postponed to some future achievement but arises naturally from recognizing the value of what is already here. A life rooted in the present through gratitude strengthens resilience and clarity. Challenges are faced without the weight of regret or fear clouding judgment, and opportunities are seen more clearly. Each moment becomes a stepping stone rather than a burden, and the practice of appreciating now turns existence into a conscious, vibrant and meaningful journey. The mind and body are deeply connected, and constant complaining creates stress that slowly erodes physical health. Every negative thought triggers tension, releases stress hormones and keeps the body in a state of resistance. Over time, this energy imbalance affects immunity, digestion, sleep and overall vitality, leaving a person vulnerable to both physical and emotional illness. When complaints decrease and gratitude increases, the body experiences a profound shift. Stress levels drop, muscles relax, and the nervous system stabilizes. A calm mind supports the body's natural ability to heal and rejuvenate. The energy once spent on resentment or irritation is now available for restoring balance, strengthening immunity, and improving overall well-being. Gratitude encourages a positive emotional state that directly influences physical health. When the mind focuses on blessings instead of problems, the body responds with improved circulation, better hormonal balance, and reduced inflammation. Mental clarity and emotional calm create an internal environment where the body can function optimally and chronic tension begins to dissolve. The act of consciously appreciating life strengthens resilience against both mental and physical challenges. A person who practices gratitude regularly recovers faster from stress and illness because the body is no longer trapped in constant alarm. Emotional stability fosters healthier habits, better sleep and stronger energy levels, creating a cycle of wellness that complaints would otherwise disrupt. Healing and vitality are amplified when gratitude becomes a daily practice. The body thrives when the mind is at peace, and health becomes a reflection of the inner state. Complaints drain energy and weaken the body, but a grateful mind nurtures it, allowing strength, resilience and vitality to flow freely throughout every part of life. Gratitude transforms the way we connect with others. When a person focuses on acknowledging the good in those around them, even small gestures of kindness gain significance. Recognizing the efforts, presence and qualities of others builds respect and deepens trust, creating bonds that are stronger than casual acquaintance or convenience. Relationships are strengthened when appreciation replaces criticism. Complaints and judgments often create walls between people, fostering resentment and misunderstanding. Gratitude dissolves these barriers by highlighting the positive rather than dwelling on shortcomings. The mind begins to see cooperation and intention instead of error and fault, and interactions become smoother and more meaningful. When gratitude becomes a habit, empathy and compassion naturally increase. A thankful heart notices struggles without judgment and celebrates achievements without envy. This awareness fosters patience and tolerance, allowing conflicts to resolve more easily and preventing small issues from escalating into deep divides. Relationships become resilient because they are rooted in understanding and recognition rather than blame. Expressing gratitude encourages reciprocity in relationships. When appreciation is voiced, it inspires others to respond with kindness and care. This creates a cycle of positive reinforcement where both parties feel valued and respected. Bonds grow stronger, trust deepens, and mutual support becomes the foundation for enduring connections. Gratitude also shifts perspective from taking people for granted to genuinely noticing their presence and contribution. Every interaction becomes an opportunity to express thanks and acknowledge value. Over time, this conscious recognition nurtures love, reduces friction, and transforms relationships into spaces of growth, harmony, and shared joy. When gratitude becomes the lens through which life is viewed, the mind shifts from seeing what is lacking to noticing what is already present. Scarcity disappears because attention is no longer fixed on absence, failure, or limitation. Even the smallest aspects of life, such as a single breath, a meal, or a safe place to rest, are seen as profound blessings rather than simple necessities. This shift in focus changes the perception of challenges. Problems are no longer magnified by a sense of deprivation, and obstacles lose the power to overwhelm the mind. A perspective of abundance allows a person to recognize opportunities hidden within difficulty, and solutions emerge more clearly when the mind is attuned to what already exists. Gratitude trains the mind to find richness in everyday experiences. Ordinary moments, once taken for granted, become sources of satisfaction and energy. The warmth of sunlight, the taste of food, the comfort of shelter, and the laughter of loved ones are no longer overlooked. Every moment is filled with the recognition of abundance, and life begins to feel full and generous. When the mind dwells in abundance, it naturally becomes more creative and resourceful. Limitation disappears because possibilities replace fear. A person begins to see how even limited resources can be transformed into opportunities for growth, learning, and joy. Gratitude expands awareness, allowing the mind to perceive wealth beyond material possessions. Living with a consciousness of abundance strengthens resilience and optimism. Gratitude prevents despair in the face of setbacks and reduces the impulse to compare with others. Life is no longer measured by what is missing, but by the richness that already exists. The mind trained in appreciation continuously generates fulfillment, and scarcity loses its grip over the heart and actions. Gratitude allows the mind to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth. When a person appreciates even difficult experiences, the lessons within them become clear. Every struggle carries wisdom, and a grateful perspective ensures that these lessons are noticed rather than ignored. The mind begins to shift from resistance to learning. By focusing on what can be learned rather than what is unfair, a person develops resilience. Gratitude transforms failures into stepping stones and setbacks into guidance for future decisions. Instead of feeling defeated, the individual gains clarity and direction. Growth emerges naturally when attention is placed on possibilities instead of regrets. Gratitude cultivates openness to change. When a person is thankful for life as it unfolds, they are more willing to explore new paths and experiment with solutions. Fear of failure diminishes because appreciation balances the mind, allowing courage and creativity to surface. Growth requires change, and gratitude creates the fertile ground for it to flourish. When the mind is anchored in gratitude, it begins to recognize hidden potential in every situation. Challenges that once seemed insurmountable are reframed as invitations to develop new skills, strengthen character, and expand awareness. Every experience, pleasant or difficult, becomes a teacher, and the person becomes a student of life, continuously evolving. Gratitude removes the resistance that blocks progress. A thankful heart allows lessons to be absorbed fully and actions to be guided by wisdom rather than frustration. Growth becomes not just an outcome, but a natural process of living where each moment contributes to a stronger, wiser, and more capable self. Gratitude is not a response limited to moments of joy or success. It is a conscious choice that must be made repeatedly, regardless of circumstances. Each day presents challenges, frustrations, and unexpected turns, and the decision to focus on what is good rather than what is wrong is what transforms ordinary life into a journey of awareness and fulfillment. Practicing gratitude daily strengthens mental discipline. It trains the mind to notice blessings even when problems loom large. Over time, this repeated attention rewires perception, making it natural to see abundance where others see lack. The act of consciously appreciating life, moment by moment, builds resilience and empowers the individual to respond to difficulties with clarity and composure. Complaints keep us stuck in the same pattern, the same suffering, the same small life. But the moment gratitude enters, the heart expands, the world becomes brighter, and life stops feeling like a burden. When gratitude replaces complaint, joy becomes your companion and miracles become your everyday reality.